Vendel Severin. A pleasure to meet you. Do I? I was going to say no, but somehow I feel like I do. No, I'm sure of that. And yet, I think I had a dream of a temple. And he... there. Always glad to help, Samuel. What can I do for you? Pleasant journey, Samuel.
Here in his shrine, that they have forgotten. Here do we toil.
That we might remember.
You there. You don't seem to be in quite the same... The ash from Red Mountain holds secrets. Secrets I mean to uncover. Building something, clearly. And yet they don't seem to have much to say. I'm very interested to find out what happens when they finish. Certainly not. Doing so would interfere with whatever is going on, and I would be unable to see how this all turns out. You are too young to remember the Nerevari. He defeated Degahur and saved us all from the Blight.
He grows ever near to us.
Your eyes.
That seems inadvisable. Oh. Fascinating. By touching the stone...
Our hands once
Ah,
were
so you are
idle.
able to resist the effect by exerting your will. Fascinating.
Now through them
I would not
does
advise
he
touching the
speak.
stone again. The effects of repeated contact could be...
And when
Unless, of course, you'd like to contribute to my investigation. I wonder if a dragon could be captured alive. Red Mountain dominates the island. Every now and then, ash and debris. It is the only place where silt, although I managed to transplant a few here when I arrived.
And when the world remembers. That world will cease to be.
Here in his shrine.
That seems inadvisable.
That you have forgotten.
Here do we toil. That we might remember. By night we recline. What by day was stolen.
Where'd you come from? Kill for a decent bottle of mead. Not fair that they always take the good stuff. Last.
We've got our eyes on you.
as the wife to the second councillor of Raven Rock.
If you this may be the frontier, but we've still got rules. Break them and you'll...
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, milady. If you need anything, Master Gelders will be happy to help you.
Teldrin said, the best swordsman in all Morrowind is at your service. For the right price. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Welcome to the Retching Netch, Outlander. What can I get you? There's actually a funny story behind the name, friend. A few years ago, I was walking down by the docks, and I noticed a Dunmer staggering along with a bottle of Sujamma in hand. He was one of my patrons and liked to drink heavily, so I wasn't exactly surprised. But you see, this particular Dunmer was as naked as the day he was born and singing badly at the top of his lungs. As I'm watching this spectacle, a netch floats over the bulwark towards him. The man looks straight up at the netch, yells, "Have a drink," and tosses the bottle. And it never hit the ground. Well, the bottle broke on the netch, and it must have swallowed its contents because it started floating sort of tilted. Finally, it stopped and began to quiver. A few moments later, the foulest liquid to ever assail your nostrils spewed from its maw. I've seen plenty of drunks in me day, and I'll tell you right now, that netch was sick. True story, friend. True story. With the mine shut down, there's no telling how much longer Raven Rock's going to last. Hopefully, Councillor Morvain, the coast has been dangerous lately. A lot of reavers about. I've heard they're searching for the treasure of Agnir Deathbrand, the Pirate King. If you've got gold on your hands, you might talk to Rallis up at Colbjorn Barrow. I've heard he wants to excavate the place. The finest Sujamma to cross your lips, friend. My own personal formula that In fact, I've just added some new ingredients to the mixture that I think makes it taste better than ever. All I need to do is get the word out that it's ready, and they'll flock here for it. I was kind of hoping you'd say, "Here, take these samples of the Sujamma and spread the word. If you get rid of all of them, there's something extra in it for you." Welcome to the Retching Netch, Outlander. Well, haven't heard anything lately, but check back with me. You never know. If you're looking for a room or perhaps some libations, you've come to the right place. Come back any time. My doors are always open.
Miserable. Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place. At least my father will let me drink whatever I want without complaining. Tell Geldis I appreciate it. This island's nothing but a pie. Don't like it. I hate it. Every day it's the same thing. We open the shop, we hardly sell a thing, we close the What kind of a life is that? Oh, believe me, I'd be on the first ship off this miserable island if I could, but I'm not sure I could do that to my father. I think it would break his heart. We've already lost my mother. I don't want to leave him alone. We lived in a settlement, perhaps a league from the border of Black Marsh, the homeland of the Argonians. Even though the Argonian invasion ended a long time ago, there are still a few scale-skinned clans that live within our borders. To put it simply, they attacked our settlement and slaughtered almost everyone. It was horrible. Keep yourself safe. Solstheim's still a dangerous place.
Tyler, I have a message for you.
Tell my father if he wants to speak to me. He should do it first.
It's not from the father. It's from Captain Velith.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, Geldis. Please.
I'd be on the first ship off this island if I had the coin. What a waste. Bad? What if I told you that you're the first person that's even considered looking at my wares today? I've half a mind to contact my friends at the East Empire Company and see if they need an extra hand in Windhelm. Oh, absolutely. In fact, I've corresponded with Vittoria Vici herself more than once. You know, the lady who runs the East Empire Company warehouse in Solitude. The biggest warehouse they have in Skyrim. Bah, you're just like the rest of the folks around here. Mark my words. The East Empire Company will return to Raven Rock. And when they do, I'll be at the top of their list. Mining gear? No. However, I used to sell East Empire pendants until I ran out of them. Popular little item. It's an amulet that was made exclusively for the East Empire Company. They gave them to their workers as an incentive at one point. A kind of reward for they're no longer being made, so they've become a collectible. I'd love to get my hands on a few of them. They could be anywhere on the island. The mines might be a good place to start. If you find any while you're exploring Solstheim, bring them here, and I'll pay you for them. Geldis needs to bottle this up and send it to the mainland instead of wasting his time out here. His drinks are outstanding. Thanks. The question you should be asking is, what don't I sell here? Because I have pretty much any supplies you might need. If it's not a weapon, potion, or armor, then it's likely that I have it. Jarland, over at the docks, brings me most of my supplies, and the rest comes from bartering with the people. Oh, Glover Mallory gets me a few things once in a while. He usually has the most amazing deals that I can't pass up. Everything I've got on display, really. East Empire pendants are scattered all over, so leave no stone unturned.
Welcome to Raven Rock, traveler. Could I interest you in any fine ash-grown food? Always a pleasure to taste anything Geldis comes up with. All sorts of useful things. Feel free to browse. The Dunmer have been growing food in the Ashlands for thousands of years. It was born out of the necessity to survive in the harsh climate of our homeland. And now, with the constant eruptions of the Red Mountain, it's more important than ever. No, Only the Telvanni have the ability to weave living growth from the ash. This simply takes the right ingredients, the right tools, and a lot of patience. Next time you're hungry, stop by. I always have plenty of food for sale.
Hands off. Looking for any potions, ingredients, alchemical supplies? Yes, I'm proud to say that I grow or harvest most of it myself. I only wish I had a better source for netch jelly. Those creatures are difficult to track down since it's so dangerous beyond the bulwark. That would be splendid. I'd be more than happy to give you something for the effort. I should mix some of this into my next potion. Who knows what would happen? After we left Morrowind, we found ourselves in Skyrim. We wandered around a bit and ended up in Morthal, where we took up temporary residence with Lani. I was fascinated by her work, and over a period of a few years, she taught me quite a bit. It wasn't long before we became homesick. We were the only Dunmer in Morthal. When word reached us that a settlement of Dunmer was forming on Solstheim, we were... It's been difficult, but I'm not regretting it one bit. In fact, I'm glad we've been able to stay and help. As you can imagine, the eruption of the Red Mountain took an awful toll on Solstheim. Hunting for game has been scarce, and the waters are apparently too tainted for fishing. According to Councillor Morvain, my husband's been Raven Rock's most important food source for decades. Careful with those netches. They may look tame, but they can seriously hurt you when threatened.
Damn it, woman. I said to leave me be.
Cretius, last time you explored the mine, you almost felt... for death. I'm not spending the rest of my days as a widow.
And I'm telling you that I'll do whatever it takes to find my great grandfather's remains.
I was always taught to avoid these types of ruins. I think I see why. That was almost 2 centuries ago. There may be nothing left to find.
Just let me go, woman.
Cretius, you're an obstinate old fool, and you're going to get yourself killed. My apologies for Cretius's ravings. Well, that sounds lovely. Thank you. To understand how we met one another, you have to appreciate what he's going through. Cretius is a 3rd-generation miner. All his life, he's lived and breathed nothing else. By the time Cretius came of age, the ebony mine in Raven Rock was shut down. He took that quite hard. Our home has been in his family for over 200 years. Leaving would have been like abandoning precious memories. Instead, he stayed on Solstheim and spent most of his life prospecting for a new ebony source. Sadly, it never surfaced. A decade ago, this drove him into a deep depression. He shut himself inside his home and refused to come out. It was after refusing to allow anyone to bring him food, Councillor Morvain ordered his door to be knocked down before Cretius starved to death. I was a temple priest at the time, and they had me use my healing arts to restore strength to his ailing body. I stayed for a while and cared for him, then I suppose we fell in love. Far from it. In fact, I'm no longer welcome there. In all honesty, it came down to a disagreement between what I believe and what Elder Othraloth believes. I'd prefer not to get into the details, but let's just say our opinions about the current status of the tribunal vary widely. That foolish old man thinks he's 30 years younger than he is. He's going to get himself killed traipsing around the mine. He's convinced himself that there's some sort of conspiracy involving the East Empire Company and the mine's closure. We came across some old letters that belonged to his great-grandfather in our house, and he believes every word written in them. Cretius's great-grandfather worked for the East Empire Company. The letters mention some sort of discovery he was sent to investigate. There's really nothing remarkable in the letters. I don't know what he's so excited about. Gratian Corellius. He was an explorer for the East Empire Company. They'd send him all over Tamriel when they had difficulties in a mining operation. Poor man. Can you imagine doing all that dangerous work just to end up dying at your own doorstep? There was a horrible accident, and he was killed when one of the tunnels collapsed. They were never even able to go down there and recover the body. The East Empire Company sealed that section off to prevent any more tragedy. Cretius is convinced it's a story cooked up by the company to cover up something else, but I don't know. My beloved is almost 80 years old, and I think the shock of finding one of his ancestors' things has left his mind a bit confused. I love him dearly, and I support everything he does, but I can't let him chase this silly idea, or he may end up joining Gratian in a rocky grave. Be careful out there. My apologies for Cretius's ravings.
Who in the blazes are you? Can't you... I'm busy. Why should I tell you? I don't even know who you are. Maybe. Been difficult trusting people lately. They think I'm crazy. But mark my words, these mines hold a secret that could put Raven Rock back on the map. A secret the East Empire Company swept under the rug 2 centuries ago. It killed my great-grandfather and left Raven Rock with a worthless and tainted mine. Gratian Corellius. He spent his entire life exploring ancient ruins across Tamriel, and he died in these very mines almost 200 years ago. The East Empire Company called it a terrible accident, claiming that he was lost in a rockfall, but I know better. My wife and I were cleaning out our home, and we came across some of my great-grandfather's things locked in an old chest. I found an unsent letter he'd written to the East Empire Company, and a key. It describes a discovery that was made in the mine by some of the diggers. They wanted Gratian to take a closer look. The East Empire Company must have felt it was of great value, as they locked that section of the mine off from everyone else. It is. Well, I assume it is. I haven't been able to find the entrance. Now you're starting to sound like everyone else. I'm telling you, there's something big down there. Something that the East Empire Company wanted to hide from everyone. Look, my wife nags that I'm too old to go traipsing around these mines chasing my story. Time's my enemy. It's caught up with me before I could find the answers that I'm looking for. I do.
I want to know what happened to Gratian, and what the East Empire Company is keeping from all of us. Gratian kept a journal of notes about his discoveries. If you can find his remains, I'm hoping it will help. Here's everything I have. The letter, the key. Please, do this for me, so I can finally regain the respect that I've lost. He's begging for patrons again, eh? Well, I suppose I could have just a bit. She thinks that old age has addled my mind, that I'm seeing things when there's nothing to be seen. I realize she cares about me, but she has to understand that I can't rest until I find out what happened to Gratian. Then I'll settle down peacefully and never set foot in this mine again. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, even before I discovered it. I just hope both of you don't mistake my enthusiasm for insanity. Look, I know I don't have much to go on. I have that unsent letter, and that's really... But I also have a miner's instinct that's run in my family from before Gratian was even born. I may sound like a crazy old man to you, but I'm telling you, the tunnels here are solid. They would never collapse like that. The damn fool doesn't even deserve to have it. The pickaxe was made for mining, not selling. I'll bet he stole it from the Skull in the first place. Oh, very well. Here. Tell him I hope he drops the thing on his foot. Be careful down there. Mine can be treacherous.
Why you're leading Theseus on, I'll never understand.
Try the lower sections of the mine. I've never been able to get that far.
Why you're leading Theseus on, I'll never understand. Why you're leading Theseus on, I'll never understand.
Who's there? I knew I heard something.
Right there.
Who's there? I knew I heard something.
Right there.
I knew I heard something.
Right there.
Who's there? Where'd you come from? That'll teach you.
Huh?
Who's there? Who's there? I knew I heard. Teamwork right there. Who's there? I knew I heard something. Who's there? This is gorgeous.
I'm glad you're here with me.
Huh!